It's China's biggest and most affluent city, and the streets have been empty for weeks. Shanghai is battling its worst ever COVID-19 outbreak, determined to crush it with its zero COVID policy. It comes at a steep cost to its economy and has implications for the world.
We're forecasting that the lockdown in Shanghai will rock China's economy. Shanghai is an economic powerhouse for China. It holds one of the two stock exchanges. Shanghai's port counts for something like 3% of global car fare throughput at any given time.
Shanghai is home to the world's busiest container port. It remains operational, but according to logistics platform Project 44, on April 18th, some ships have been diverted away due to truck shortages. But the containers are piling up at the port, waiting on average for 12 days before they are picked up and delivered, compared to just over 4 days in late March. Shanghai is also a major aviation hub, but the outbreak has forced the suspension of many flights, causing air freight rates to skyrocket. All of this is putting even more pressure on global supply chains.
This is having a supply shock. A lot of these shipments now can't leave the ports, can't leave the airport in Shanghai. And these are goods which are ultimately going to Europe and the US. It's going to push prices up. We're going to see more inflationary pressure.
The zero COVID strategy has also forced many factories in Shanghai to suspend operations. The Apple supplier Pegatron has suspended production at its Shanghai plant, and Volkswagen and Tesla's factories have been shut for weeks. Production has resumed at Tesla, with CEO Elon Musk saying this: Tesla Shanghai is coming back with a vengeance. But the company warned it too is not immune from supply chain problems.
Authorities in Shanghai are trying to get essential production plants open under what they call a closed loop system. That means that their staff actually sleep on the premises, on the factory floors, eat there, don't leave them, don't go home. But the problem is there's a lot of staff who don't want to do that, and there's a shortage of parts to get these factories reopened. So it's going to be a global problem.
Analyst Yan Zhenghuang warns that the economic pain caused by the zero COVID strategy could spiral out of control, saying this, quote, implementing the strategy in an excessive manner by itself could lead to disruption on the supply chain, mass unemployment, and then could translate into social political instability, exactly what the zero COVID strategy wants to avoid, unquote. And yet Shanghai's weeks-long lockdown still has no end in sight. The bottom line from China watchers to the world: brace yourselves for the fallout. Kristie Lu Stout, CNN, Hong Kong.